The NYPD has some of the most advanced ballistic technology anywhere, but with the recent surge of shootings across the city, the lab has had its hands full. And tonight, our Lisa Evers takes us behind the scenes for an exclusive look at the police department's war on guns.
You've seen these NYPD crime scene unit vans on the streets at major shootings. Now you're going to get an exclusive look at what they do with the evidence they collect and how the biography of a bullet can solve a crime.
Examination of the evidence, there are definite areas of prints.
This is one way to link the scene of a shooting to a recovered firearm.
The NYPD crime scene unit detectives have standard protocols to ensure the integrity of evidence so it holds up in court.
Anything that these guys need out to process the scene is basically within the inside of this van or in the back.
We got to take photographs, overall photographs of the scene. Some scenes could be very small, from an apartment to, a very large scene, street.
With the gloves, when we have evidence that we need to pick up, we always wear multiple gloves, not to contaminate the possibility of our DNA being on what may be there. And then we package it inside of a box, a cardboard box.
The guns that come into the NYPD crime lab, the largest forensic facility of its kind in the U.S., then go through a checklist of tests on the weapons themselves and the shell casings. The NYPD is taking guns off the streets in record numbers. The lab has never been busier.
We've seen a 100% increase in the number of shell casings coming in from 2019 to 2020. So we've seen about a 25% increase in the number of firearms that have been submitted to the laboratory over the last 2 years. So that 25% is not a small number. We're upwards in the thousands.
Deputy Chief Katranakis took us inside and showed us the fingerprint unit. Those that cannot be seen with the naked eye are called latent fingerprints. In one technique, the criminalists use super glue in a special heated chamber to create a fume, which coats the gun and can be revealing.
We bring it under the white light, and I look with my loupe, and I see that some areas of ridge detail, which is part of the fingerprint, has developed.
In another technique, criminalist Karaglinski sprays a gun with a special dye stain so they can see if there are any prints.
What the dye stain does is it actually binds with the superglue that was fumed onto the item, and it helps to increase the contrast that you might not have seen.
Another important step is to determine if the gun can actually fire live rounds.
It's important to determine that because a firearm or a rifle or any gun that is operable is actually a higher charge.
At the test firing range inside the lab, Deputy Chief Katranakis explains why they have a stock of weapons on the table.
Quite often we want to go back and look at what we call a reference.
Right.
So if a firearm comes in and it's unusual or there's certain parts to it that we want to examine more closely to see if they're original parts made by the manufacturer or not.
We fired into the tank. The bullet is now in the tank, and we've recovered the shell casing from the netting here as it was ejected from the firearm.
Captain Strong says every bullet tells a story, leading investigators closer to those responsible for the crime.
The bullet can be compared to other bullets from other shootings, and the shell casing, as we'll see in a few minutes, will be entered into the NYPD system for comparison against other shell casings from other scene evidence or evidence from other areas.
With gun trafficking across state lines on the rise, the NYPD works closely with the ATF. Their National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, or NYPD for short, is a database that speeds up investigations, like the one into this 9mm Ruger handgun. A 14-year-old boy brought the gun into a New York City public high school. Using NYPD, investigators discovered it was used in 3 separate shooting incidents. ATF Group Supervisor James Lisinski tells me how it works.
We have over 4.5 million pieces of evidence in the system, so we use that. It matches up to the shootings, and it gives us those leads. And then with our trace system, we identify where the gun was purchased, as we say, where it was born, and we match it up to the first shooting.
Technology will continue to improve and help investigators, but the detectives here tell me that there's no substitute for experience and the fast, accurate processing of forensic evidence. At the NYPD Crime Lab, I'm Lisa Evers, Fox 5 News.